Coming up, it'll be no holds barred between NFC West rivals. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. Coming up next.
On a spot of land that was once desert, now stands the city of Glendale, and a building filled to the brim with fans, State Farm Stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard, and we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Matt Prater ready to get this one going. And away we go in Glendale. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the
pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
We knew we were in store for some crazy blitz packages from this defense, and already one play in, and that linebacker gets home for the sack. Critical now for this offense to identify what you're seeing and for this defense to continue to frustrate and get after the quarterback.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And he found some running room for a nice gain. That run gets him 7. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Throwing on 3rd, Smith. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? If it chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
4th down punt from the Seahawks, and that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. So here come the Cardinals now as they get set for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a #1 pick out of Oklahoma. One of the game's better runners, it's Kyler Murray.
One of the beauties of the quarterback position is it's not cookie cutter. QBs come in all different shapes and sizes. Some are 5'10", some are 6'6". Some are better on the run, some are better in the pocket. For Kyler Murray, man, he is at his best when he's playmaking. When his athleticism, that dual threat nature comes to life, that is when he is typically a defense's worst nightmare.
Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll run it here, it's James Conner. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. It's Connor again. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys, not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't get it to Marvin Harrison Jr. there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Murray on 3rd down. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
So on 4th down now, Blake Gillikin gets the call to punt it away for the Cardinals. And the fair catch made here at the 15. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be Seahawks football. So Seattle retakes the field for their 2nd series. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Smith setting to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Looking for Tyler Lockett on that play. And now it's 2nd down.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
This is Walker on 2nd. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Dadrian Taylor-Demerson getting there for the tackle. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got to tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
3rd and long for him here. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or 2, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
So another punt coming up. Michael Dixon back out there. First punt win 45 yards. This looks considerably further. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Cardinals football. 2nd drive of the game upcoming for this Arizona offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Ready to start this drive with Connor. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
On 2nd down, a run with Connor. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Call that a modest improvement. 3 yards that time, but still a 3rd and 7 upcoming.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Quickly looking left, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Cardinals first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. They got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Couldn't connect on first, it's second down. Connor on the inside give. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. That is caught along the sideline, and he gets the feet down. Wow! He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
The first down carry for Connor. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throw left side, complete. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. A quarter down, 3 more to go for these NFC West opponents. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll return to State Farm Stadium in just a moment. Back and ready now for the second quarter. It's Cardinals football. They've been moving it well, but face a 3rd down here. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Connor will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
One more time with Connor. And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. Stuffed once again, and now suddenly they're left with 3rd and goal.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Here's Kyler to throw. And he will score! Touchdown, Arizona! The Cardinals get the game's first points here in the second. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Extra point set right down the middle. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Now Prater on to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Seattle offense eager to get back on the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Smith. Complete to DK Metcalf. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Walker on 1st down. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Brought to the ground by Kaiser White. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the 41. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. From the gun, Smith escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it! And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. A play fake, now Smith to throw. Taken in by Noah Fant. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
They send a receiver in motion right. 1st down, Smith to throw. He brings it in. And he drives this forward to the 6.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Walker gets the pitch. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop him behind the line. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at Glendale. The Seahawks in possession. Smith on 3rd and short. Has it in close. It's a Seattle touchdown. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. You know, kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks tie this game 7-7. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Here's Greg Dortch with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Murray. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. That one intended for Trey McBride. So 2nd down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Murray thrown again on 2nd and 10. Throw is there, Trey McBride. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Cardinals in the hurry-up now, racing the clock as they work to get set. They'll make a bid for it on the ground. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. The Cardinals deciding to use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Murray setting up to throw. This is reeled in by Wilson. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
He's got him, that's McBride. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Tackle made by Ernest Jones.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
He puts some air under this one, deep right. And in for the Arizona touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Prater on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cardinals break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Prater on to send it away. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Seahawks offense to the field for the final drive of this first half. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. And even 20 seconds left at their disposal on the final drive of this half. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Smith on first down. He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. And out of bounds right at the 40-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap to Smith. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be from 50. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. So it's halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals out in front. Now we'll send things over to Orlando, Florida. Jonathan Coachman on standby, ready to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was a solid first half for the always dangerous Kyler Murray. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. DJ Dallas now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Arizona has the football first to start the third, and here comes its offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. A give right side to Connor. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Second down now, 7 to go. Here's Connor on the option. Brushes him off with ease. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Yeah, you want to get above 5 yards to carry? I'll put together runs like that. And I'll tell you what else a run like that does, Kate. That sets up the play action, right? When you really just gouge and gash a defense like that, the next time you run that action, they're going to be thinking running the ball could go right over their head.
He's got pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Another try following the sack. He's got Harrison. And he gets a small chunk there before he's touched down.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, with out routes or in routes just like that.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. And they're going to need to go the length of the field to attack that deficit after the punt sets them all the way back to the 1-yard line. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. Second down.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
They'll come to the line here. Second and 9. Running with Walker again. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Buda Baker bringing that one to an end.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
They've got a man in motion. Throwing from near his own goal line. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute, convert on these third downs.
Seahawks bringing out the punt team. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. No return on that punt. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. First and 10 coming up. Out of the gun, here's Murray. He'll get this one to Connor. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First down, ball at the 36. Straight ahead, it's Connor. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 31. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be first down, Arizona.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Running left, it's Connor. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them first and goal.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Trying to run it in, Connor. Scores, touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. It's a James Conner touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Prater on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Cardinals drive their lead to 11. Now Prater on to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. The Seahawks offense ready to get going once again. And what's really been simply stunning, Brock, is how far we've made it into the game, and their passing game, it is still grounded.
Yeah, so as they're sitting here losing right now, what I hear you saying, Kate, is it's time for this offense to take flight.
Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They bring the tight end in motion. 1st and 10 now, here's Smith. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Walker running to the right. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice, once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Going to the ground again on 1st. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Seahawks with possession, needing to erase that deficit in a hurry. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Barner's got it, complete. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Shotgun now on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Smith setting the throw. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. Try getting it to Tyler Lockett. And it sets up 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
2nd and 10. Again, it's Smith. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. And again, it's Smith. Into the hands of Walker. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
It's plays like that, Kate, right wrong. Where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got them equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
Receiver in motion, going left. Desperation time here on 4th. Chased out to his right, and they get to him on 4th down. It's a sack and a turnover on down.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Out had the Cardinals now on offense. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Here's the give to Connor. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. Short pass brought in. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? Here's Kyler to throw. Gets it to him on the screen. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense taking the field now. And after they were stopped on 4th down their prior possession, Brock, you got to wonder if they're going to be confident enough to go for it again if they get to that point here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Smith to the air now. Pass complete to Walker. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Offense up to the line fast. Here's 2nd and 7. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. From the gun, Smith. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. 1st down, Smith to throw. Walker hauls it in. And this one doesn't go far.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, when one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Shotgun snap to Smith. Hits him on the in route. And he has them a 1st down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. They are throwing it again. Setting up the running back screen. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know coordinator quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Here's 2nd and 11. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. From the red zone now. We've got a screen to the running back. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Seahawks in their hurry-up offense. They need to get everyone to the line. This one's caught. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Still sticking with the passing game. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. Going the wrong way. It's 2nd and goal now, back at the 12. Trying again, following the sack. The throw is caught. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Seahawks in their hurry-up offense. They need to get everyone to the line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. And the timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game. Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Now to throw. And he's out of bounds. Oh, could not challenge for the pylon. And instead of 6, we've got a turnover on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Running to start this drive with Connor. He's fighting for it, but will not get there. They stall the run out, and that's a safety.
Kate, you could just feel it, right? Right off the snap, you just got that sense at the line of scrimmage. When those big guys defensively win it right off the jump, right at the line of scrimmage, down here at the goal line, well, they've got a chance to put 2 points on their ledger. That's well done by those big boys defensively.
Takes it in at the 21. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. So the Cardinals pick up the win in this one. And partner, I know you took down plenty of division rivals in your NFL days. Heck, your conference opponents back in Washington in your college days always makes the win a little bit sweeter when it comes against a rival, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's just a little bit more emotion. There just is. Yeah. I mean, you try to keep every game level, and no opponent's bigger than the other, but familiarity does breed a little more contempt, and we could feel it today, and that's why that W is a little bit sweeter.
So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.